What's up, everybody? Tactical Safety here. Today we're going to briefly talk about the no-knock warrant that happened a few days ago with the shooting death of Amir Locke. Now, I'm sure everyone's seen that on the news. It's been all over the place. Now, the thing is, most of you know my background. For those of you who don't, I was a police officer about 12 years, Air Force veteran as well, and I participated in search warrants, arrest warrants, and everything. Never have I participated in a no-knock warrant. I don't believe in them, even as a police officer. I believe that the benefits do not outweigh the risk associated with it, because a lot of departments use flashbangs, which is basically a mild version of a hand grenade. They're meant to disorient you when the police bust in the door. So now, like I said, I'm normally pro-police because of the fact that I was a police officer for a long time. But in this case of Amir Locke, that was bad police all the way around. I believe the police were 100% wrong on all accounts because, number one, in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, the mayor, Jacob Fry, ran for re-election and got re-elected on the premise that he was going to end the no-knock warrants, which obviously was a lie. So in the end, the judge signed off on it with no issues. And like I said before, no-knock warrants, the risks far outweigh the benefits of it, because when you bust in someone's house like that without knocking, you just bust in there in the middle of the night, people are sleeping, then like myself, I keep a firearm always within arm's reach whenever I'm at home. I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care if I'm sitting there watching TV or if I'm in bed. There is a firearm or two within arm's reach. Always. And if someone kicks in my door in the middle of the night, the first thing on my mind is, oh man, there's a home invasion. So I need to respond appropriately. And to respond appropriately means I'm going to be sending rounds downrange toward that threat. And the thing is, with no-knock warrants, they put people in these situations. It's bad for everyone involved because, number one, it's bad for the cops because they can get shot, and it's also bad for the residents because they can end up getting shot too. And so, like I said, it's a lose-lose situation no matter how you look at it. There are other ways to effect a warrant. For example, what's wrong with banging on a door, then kicking it in? Now, the thing is, with that situation, they got the keys to the apartments from either the owner of the place or the maintenance person. Someone gave them keys to it. And the only reason I can guess why they gave the officers the keys was because the person that probably gave them the keys is probably the person that would either have to pay to get the doors replaced or have to fix them himself. And he didn't want to be bothered with the damage, so he said, oh, well, you know what, here's the keys to the apartments A, B, and C, or whatever it was. Like I said, I participated in search warrants and arrest warrants and all that stuff and kicked in a couple doors before, but we've always banged on the door first before we force entry. That way people inside know who's coming in, and we've never had a problem like that. And so when you look at that video of Amir Locke, you see when they bust in, it was about 9 or 10 seconds from them opening the door until he got shot to death. And he was under the covers on the couch in the living room, and you see he had a gun in his hand, which is his Second Amendment right. He was well within his rights. The guy wasn't a gangbanger, wasn't a drug dealer, anything like that. He was well within his rights to have his legal firearm, like many of us do, such as myself. Always keep one nearby. Always. And so, he had his firearm on him. And when you look at the video, especially when the video was slowed down, you see now the officer that shot him. One good thing is, or a couple of good things that came out of it, was the fact that A, they released the body cam footage like immediately. They didn't sit on it. So that's for transparency, which is a much needed thing when it comes to policing. And the other thing they did that I consider a good thing is the fact that the fact that they immediately identified this officer. They didn't shield his identity, which also plays into the transparency thing. So when he shot him, Amir Locke had a firearm in his hand. Yes, he had his finger on the trigger guard, which he had his finger just like this on the trigger guard, not on the trigger itself, on the trigger guard. And the firearm was not pointed in the direction of the officers. He had it down at his side, which you can clearly see on the video. And I'm sure had they not shot him, he would have dropped his firearm probably within a second or two, because when he got up, he was obviously disoriented. He didn't know what was going on. He just hears a bunch of yelling, and it's not making sense to him that, oh man, these are the cops that busted in here. He's probably thinking it's a home invasion, like many of us would have thought. And so the officer who shot him lied and said that he pointed the gun at him, which was contradicted by video. So moving forward, like I said, these no-knock warrants, it would actually be good if they had a ban on no-knock warrants at the federal level, because like I said before, the risks far outweigh the benefits of it. And this is coming from a former cop. So thank you for tuning in, and remember to stay armed, stay vigilant, and stay tactical. See y'all on the next video.